Hey, welcome back. So we want to see a preview here once we click browse and the image has been accepted over here. So what we're going to do is back to courses view, because this is a JavaScript issue. So once we add an image here, once the image has been accepted, which is right here, okay, we need to grab the image. What is this thing here? Let's go to course landing page here. We want to grab this image right there. So I'll put a class here and put JS image upload preview. Let me just make sure I haven't named anything after this. Okay, so there's only one match. That's good. So image preview, let's copy that. Now the image preview has a source right now, which is this one. So there's root here, and then that's the default image. So we should be able to get back to that default image. But for now, let's grab this. So I'll grab this and say display an image preview. Okay, so I'll say document, let's say var img is equal to document.querySelector, and let's select the image preview. All right. And then what we would do is let's create an object. So we're going to say var a link, rather. Link is going to be URL. There's a class or an object called URL, and it has something like a function called create object URL. Something like this, and then it can do that to a blob file type that you give it, in this case a file like this one, like an image. So it can create a link to that. So that's what we are doing, to create a link to a local, because if for example we just try to add, here there's a source, right? We add a path to the image. So the problem is the image that's on the user's local machine does not have a path that we can use on our browser. Whenever we try to use an image in an image tag, it's always on the server. It's not on the user's computer, but on the server. So if I try to put a path in here, it's going to search on the internet, on the server, and not on the local machine. So this is how we create a URL link to the local machine to supply to this. So here what I'm going to do is say var img.source is equal to the link that we just created, and it's as simple as that. So let's try this and see what happens. Okay, so clearly I have an error. So if I inspect the element, go to the console, unexpected token dot. Now if I click here, it might show me, okay, so there we go. So the reason we have an error here is because I'm redeclaring var image, which I already declared here. So okay, so let's refresh and let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so it seems we have another error. So let's inspect, go to the console. Image is not a function. Okay, so it's telling me this is not a valid function. So maybe this is supposed to create object. Maybe it's supposed to be capitalized like this, I think. Let me try. Now, in cases like this where you forget a function name, just Google it. You will get suggestions. Do not suffer. Okay, there we go. So it did show there. See? Very cool. Now I want to see the properties of this image. Let me inspect the element. this image is 350 by 350, right? This doesn't look very 350-ish. So I want to go to the preview of this image and add some okay, so it says 100% width. Okay, let me add a height of let's say 200 pixels. Let's see what that does for our image. Okay, so it's a bit shorter than this one, so maybe 250 pixels, like this. A bit more than I wanted. Okay, so 220 maybe. I want to try and match these two. Okay, looks about right. Then what I'll do is to make sure it's always square, because right now if I try to upload an image, it will look squished. As you can see with that, it's elongated. So what I'll do is I'll just say object fit cover. That should do the job a bit better. So browse, let's add our image, and there it is. So our image is there. The upload process is complete. Very cool. Now the thing is, we've been uploading images here, and so because each image is unique, it's adding to this. Now this is a problem. It's going to be a menace and going to mess up. We'll have too many unused files. So what I want to do is we should create a column where we save the temp file every time. So what I'll do is, let's go to PHP my admin here, PHP my admin, to our database essentially. Then let me go to Udemy DB. Let's go to courses. Okay, so in the courses table, this is the structure we have, but right where we have, where do we have image, where are you? Course image, yes. Right after course image, let me just do this just so it's easier to see. Course image, I'll add a new column. This course image is 1024. Okay, so new column, I'll say course underscore image and then underscore temp, like that. Then put a variable character 1024. This is where we can save the temp name of our image. Okay, so there we go. This way, whenever we add a temp image, like right now where we are uploading, we can check the next time we try to upload another image if there is a temp image already existing. Now remember that whenever you add a column to your table, you have to go to models. Where is models? Where are the models? Course model, and add it to the list of columns allowed. So let me just duplicate course image and then underscore TMP. So that's the one. Yep, temp. Okay, good. That way now it's allowed. So what we can do is, once we have a destination and then we move our file, we save it. So in this case, remember that row, which is up here. Where is this? This row right here contains the, actually we shouldn't care. It contains the information we have read from the course, but course right now can update. So let me grab this, and then come down here. Let's update and put the same ID, but what we are updating here is one item, which is course image underscore TMP, and then what value are we giving it? We're giving it destination. So we're updating, we are saving into that row to tell it there's a temp image right now in there. So what I would do is I would delete all the items in here, delete file. So we start afresh, or if you don't like starting afresh, you can start as our. Okay, so course update, we update that destination, and then what we do is the next time we reload this page, it will have a temp file there. And then what we do is we check if that file exists, then delete it first before we add the new one. Okay, so once we move the uploaded file, then what we would do is we'll say delete old temp file. So we'll say if file exists. Okay, so if file exists, and this time we're getting it from the row of data that already exists, right? So we do this. Yep, row. Where are we? Where are we? Course image temp. So if that file exists, unlink it. So let's unlink that file. That way we always make sure we only have one temp file at a time, and then the new one is saved again. That's what we do. Okay, this way we maintain a healthy number of files. And then once we do this, when we actually save the project, we are supposed to delete the temp file again. So let's try this and see how it works in action. So I'll refresh the page. We have no temp file. Browse and then open that up. So we have uploaded this image. Great. So if I come back to here, you see that there's one Will Smith there. But if I upload again, we could see two of them if we didn't have this code. So I've uploaded again. Let's see, we still only have one. Let me try to upload a different image. Let's go to images here, and let me try Alicia. There we go. So it's named Alicia Keys. And as you can see, we only have one item there, Alicia Keys. So this is how we clean up after ourselves. But now we need to actually be able to save this data. So here when we are saving right here. Okay. So images have already been updated and validated. So all we need to do now is check, first of all, before we update here, we need to check if a temp image exists, and then we move it to the actual image location, right? So what we will do is, let's come here, course update. So right here, I'll say check if a temp image exists. Okay. Oh, there might be a problem here again. Yeah. Wait. Old. Might be a problem. We need to know whether the user really wants to save the temp image or not. This is interesting. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So if a temp image exists, because I see a problem already here, but we'll figure it out. So if a temp image exists, move it. Oh, we don't need to actually move it. We just need to swap the columns. Remove it from, let me show you here for a second. Because right now, if I go to browse, you'll notice that in our temp image, we have this. So all I want to do is move it from here to the main and then empty this one, this column. That's all I'm trying to do here. So I'm just going to say if we have a row here. So if row course temp image is not empty. So if it's not empty and the file actually exists. Then we're going to grab, because we know what this, whatever we put here will be updated. So what I'll do is I'll put post like this and say course image, okay, will be equal to whatever this temp image is at this time, okay. And then let's add course image temp to be empty at this point, like so. Okay, cool. And that's it. So this one is no longer a temp image anymore. Very nice. So let's try this. If I now save this, so let me click save over there after uploading. Boom, course saved successfully. Let's check what has happened. We need to see that this is empty. This one should get a boost, and that's exactly what has happened. So the thing has moved here, this one has remained empty. Okay, so that's good. However, we'll have a slight problem when we add a temp image, but we still don't want to save here. So anyway, we'll see to fix that issue. But here right now, if I now refresh the page, I won't see anything here, but we can easily fix that by going to the course landing page, and instead of putting this here, you know what, let me make a function to ease things. So I'm just going to use a function called getImage. That's what I'll call it, and close that. And then I'll grab this, cut it, and then this image in here will be set to, wait a minute, yeah, we have row. So here I'm just going to say row course underscore image, like that. Okay, so get image. Then let's go to functions to create this function real quickly in the core folder, functions, and I can create it anywhere. So I'll just say function get image, and then file. Okay, so all I want is to return the same file but add root at the beginning. So just say root dot, and then put a slash because I know root does not have that slash, and then put the file. So let's see if this works. And as you can see, now we have that image, but it's possible the file may not exist. So what we're going to do is set this to say file is equal to, right? But then if file exists, okay, file, if it does exist, let's return the file, return file. But if it doesn't, let's return this right here to show that we don't have a file anywhere. So like this, root, and then put that in quotes. Very good. This will allow us to go, let's say we're on a course landing page, right? I can grab this and put it, where is this? Where is the other image? Right here, okay? And paste, okay? Now instead of course image, here of course it will show, oops, what has happened? What have happened? I've done the opposite, I guess. So if file exists, file, wait, file is equal to root and then file. And then if file exists, return file, and else return this. So it's returning this for some reason. I'm guessing because file exists returned false for some reason. What is going on here? Okay, let's just say, let me change this to path. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Path, return path. Why, oh why is this happening? Let me put a note here just to negate this. Okay, so there's something weird going on here. But let me come back to this. There's course image, but there's also course promo video. I didn't put something for the preview of this. So yeah, that was my bad. I should do that. So here, let me just put an empty string like so. And come back here. Okay, so that returns empty, which is not supposed to. What's wrong with this? Okay, so path is equal to, so I know path is okay because it does return this. Okay, so the file exists should not have this one. So what I'll do is this. I need to remove this from there. Oops, the whole thing actually. Let me remove this whole thing here. I'll just say file. So if file exists, I should check if it exists before adding root. That's why it was giving me problems. So let's just say file here like that. Okay, otherwise return this. Okay, so back and refresh, and this is what we see. So where there is a file, we have that. Where there is none, we have no image. Okay, very good. So we should have a column for the image preview of the course video, the promo video actually. Okay, so far so good. At least we have something going here. Let me browse and add a different image. Let's see how things will work here. Also, when I save a new image here, where is this? Course admin. So here, if a temp image exists, and then I'll override the course image. But before I do that, I should also check if a file exists and delete it, the existing course image file. So at this point, I know I want to replace it. So I'll say if file exists, and then this one is the current course image. Then let's unlink it as well. So I'll paste that like that. Oops. That way I delete current course image like that. Okay, so we are checking to see if the one in the temp exists, and if it does, let's delete the one in the course and then replace it with a temp. That's what we are doing here, so that we have Alicia Keys in the folder. So there we are, we do have Alicia Keys, but let's try and replace her with Ed Sheeran, for example. So it saves, and then if I click save to save, that's good. Now if I refresh the page, we have Ed Sheeran instead, and as you can see, there's only one image in there. The other one has been deleted. There's only going to be one problem here. I don't know if you've already noticed it, but let's say we have Ed Sheeran here, and I browse to add Shakira maybe. Okay, so we have a temp here, but then I decide, no, I won't save this, you know. I won't save it. But then I refresh my page. We are back to Ed Sheeran, right? Correctly, it didn't save. But if I click save page for some reason, like this, I'm going to have a problem because now I have Shakira. So we need to fix that problem. Let's do that in the next video.